They crossed major waterways and mountains to a now submerged lost continent, Sunderland. Crossing Sunderland's great jungle, they reached man's prehistoric greatest ocean crossing from Palawan to Luzon. In my previous video, I explained how archaic human islanders made this crossing. But now, it's modern man's turn. The Aeta crossed over about 20,000 years ago. Once arriving, they did not stop adventuring. Traveling north up Luzon Island, these great explorers arrived at the edge of the world. The east coast of the Philippines plunges into the depths of the earth. No human would cross the great ocean to the Pacific Islands for tens of thousands of years. And guess what? It was the Cagayanese that did it first. Man, these people are amazing. Now that you know the origin story of the Aeta people, let's dive into their incredible history. The Spanish referred to them as Negroes and thought they were Africans. Technically, we are all Africans, but the Aeta are a more pure bloodline of our ancient ancestors. They have dark skin tone, short stature, curl afro textured hair, and a naturally lighter hair. They have blondism. They have lost most of their native tongue and now speak Austronesian languages and contain Austronesian DNA. They were hunter-gatherers like the other Igorots. The Aeta do contain a lot of Denisovan gene flow, meaning their ancestors, like ours, had sexual relationship with other archaic humans. Like my ancestry, we contain a ton of Neanderthal DNA within my bloodline. My bloodline is mostly Europe. I also have about 2% African. The Aeta were never conquered by the Spanish. Many attempts were made to bring them into the culture, but they preferred their hunter-gatherer free lifestyle. The Spanish knew the Aeta were fearsome warriors. They had incredible speed with a bow and arrow. Unfortunately, in the past, the Aeta were subject to slavery and were sent off to China and Borneo as slaves, mainly sold by the lowlanders around the coastline. The Aeta had many different lifestyles. One group, which now appears to no longer exist, used to live up in tree houses. One of the most interesting things about taking the Aeta is comparing them with the Khoisan, because when we do this, we can learn a lot about our ancient ancestors and a lot about their techniques and lifestyle and how they lived and what didn't change. Because a lot of things didn't change. One of the things that I'm fascinated with is understanding ancient religion. And so, what are some of the similarities between the Aeta and the Khoisan today? They both believe in a supreme being, but they also have lower gods. The gods control elements of the environment. They worship through rituals and sacrifices. There are evil gods that cause misfortune. They both believe that your behavior determines whether the gods are going to help you or not help you. That both are very superstitious. They both use forms of dances as prayer. Both groups had creation myths. They had men or women who they believed had superior power to speak to the spirits or gods. And both groups had ancestral spirits who did good and bad things. And that kind of gives you an idea of if you were to get in a time machine and go back 70,000 years and meet this group, what they would believe in and how they would behave. But the best question the Aeta bring to me is a question of why. Why did the Khoisan and the Aeta people never really progress in technology? They continue to use the same practices from 70,000 years ago until today. Why? Why did other people progress, but the Aeta and the Khoisan have not? It's not necessarily due to intellect or IQ. It has to do with other factors. And understanding those other factors which led to the progression of the Austronesian people and Europeans and other groups of people and how they became technology superior will help us understand how we can progress societies.